Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I'm your other Taekook. It's a complete boy and boy FF. If you don't like my voice, mute guys. Tae dropped Jung-kook as he went inside and freshened up. Later, he come down as they wanted to talk to him about something. Jung-kook. Appa Amma, he said sitting on the couch. Miss Jeon. Cookie, Appa wanted to talk to you about something. Jungkook. I also wanted to say something to you guys. Miss Jeon, what is it, son? Jungkook. No, first you both say, then I will say. Mr. Jeon looked at his wife before starting. Mr. Jeon, Cookie, you know that we fixed your marriage. Silence. That's what occurred through the whole living room. He looked at his parents, shocked. Mrs. Jeon noticed it as she sat beside him. Mrs. Jeon, Cookie, we didn't fix it. It's upon your decision. You can say it, baby. We won't force you. Jungkook looked at them. Jungkook, now I want to say something. I love someone. Mr. Jeon, what? He asked in shock as he said in a loud voice. Jungkook flinched as he sat close to his Amma. Mrs. Jeon, she said sternly as she hugged her son. Mrs. Jeon, baby, it's okay. Tell me, are you sure about it? Jungkook, yes, Amma, I love him so much. He too loves me so much. You know, Amma, I feel butterflies in my stomach. A safe, a secure feeling, Amma. He cares for me so much. I feel so safe with him. He's the one for me, Amma. He's like light in my dark life, Amma. Mrs. Dion. Cookie, it's been only weeks. You went to college and love? She asked confusedly. Jungkook, Amma, I know I met him only for weeks, but I feel a strong connection with him. I know I love him and I can't live without him. He is the best, Amma. Mrs. Dion. Okay, but first we need to meet him. Then only we can know how much he loves our sweetheart. Jungkook. Really? I will bring him tomorrow. Mr. Jeon was sitting there thinking something. Jungkook looked at his appa and looked back at his amma. Mrs. Jeon sighed while looking at her husband. Jungkook, Appa, why are you not saying anything? Mr. Jeon looked at his son and sighed. Mr. Jeon, I don't know what to say, Cookie. Jungkook, I will be happy only with him, Appa. I love him so much. Mr. Jeon, Cookie, are you sure about it? I feel too quick. Jungkook, I know, Appa, it isn't that easy for you to accept it. It's been only weeks. Will he take good care of me? Is he good or not? I know you are worried about that. I know it's not easy for you guys. I know that, Appa. Every parents will be worried for their child. It's common. But he is my safe place, Appa. I feel secured with him. All those fears and restless nights. I no more feeling scared when he is with me, Appa. I trust and love him a lot. I no more having nightmares. Please once meet him, Appa. Please for me. Mr. Dion, okay. That day Jung-kook said his parents about his tiger and he also told them that he tell him about everything. They were not sure about anything but they thought of seeing him first then decide. They talked and at last they told him to bring him home and he went to his room happily. He called his tiger. Jung-kook, Tiger Hyungi, where are you? Tae, what happened, bub? Jung-kook, why you ain't coming? I miss you. Tae chuckled as he smiled, thinking about the pouty face of his bub. Tae, I'm coming, baby. Jung-kook, come soon, okay? I have something to say to you. Tae, what is it? Jung-kook, it's a surprise, Hyungi. I can't tell you. Tae, my pretty bub, won't you say to Hyungi? Jung-kook, no, it's a surprise, Hyungi. You come and I will say. Tae, then say it, bub. Jung-kook frowned as he heard a voice from behind and he turned around and saw his tiger standing there. He quickly jumped in his arms, rubbing his face on his shirt as Tae catched him in his arms, kissing his forehead. Jung-kook, I miss you so much. It felt like years, Hyungi. Tae, Hyungi felt like that too, bub. He kissed his mole, rubbing his lips over it as he pecked his lips for few times and looked at his bub, whose face was tinted with red color like a strawberry as he kissed those cheeks, biting it. Jung-kook, Hyungi, he said as he giggled when he felt kisses on his cheeks. Tae go to the bed, placing him on it as he hovered above him. Jung-kook, Hyungi, Tae snuggled in his neck as Jung-kook caressed his hairs. Both were enjoying each other's warmth as they stayed in each other's embrace. Tae, bub, do you wanna say something to me? Jung-kook said about his conversation with his parents as Tae held his waist in a possessive way while looking at him. Jung-kook, Hyungi, I said to them I will not do that. I said to them about you, tiger. They said they wanna meet you. Tae looked at him, kissing his neck, and after some time he backed away, looking at him. Tae, you're mine, bub, only mine. Jung-kook, I'm only yours, Hyungi, only yours. Will you meet them, Hyungi? Tae, if my bub wants something, then I will do that. Jung-kook showed his bunny smile as he kissed him, placing his lips on his lips as they closed their eyes. They opened their eyes looking at each other as Tae asked, Tae, where is my surprise? Jung-kook, wait here. He said and went outside the room and come back after some time. He sat in his lap as Tae wrapped his hands around his waist. Jung-kook, here. He gave him a box as Tae opened it and saw a cake. Jung-kook, this is for you, Hyungi. Tae tasted it as he looked at his bub. Jung-kook, how is it? He asked nervously as he looked at him. Tae, it's so tasty, bub. Jung-kook, thank you, tiger, he said shyly while hiding his face in his hands. Jung-kook, let me have some. Tae, no, you made it for me, so I will eat it fully. Jung-kook, tiger Hyungi. Tae, here, I bring something for you. He took the banana milk and snacks and gave it to his bub. His eyes sparkled seeing it as he started drinking the banana milk. After that, Tae ate the cake full and went to bathroom to wash his hands, and Jung-kook went downstairs. When Tae came back, he saw Jung-kook crying, sitting on the bed. He quickly went to him, pulling him on his chest, hugging him tightly. Tae, bub, what happened? Jung-kook started sobbing as Tae whispered sweet things to his ear to make him calm down. Tae, I'm sorry, bub. I will buy you a cake. Please forgive me, bub. Please don't cry, bun. Shh, bub. Jung-kook, Hyungi, why you? Tae, calm down, bub. Please, bun. Shh. Jung-kook cried as he started sniffing. Jung-kook, why you ate the cake full, huh? It's salty. Tae, it isn't salty, bub. Jung-kook, don't lie. Tell me. Why did you eat, huh? Tae, my bub had made it for me with so much love. How can I not eat it? Jung-kook, when I went downstairs, Mama said it as there were some leftover cream and it was salty and I tasted it too. You should have told me, Hyungi. Tae, I loved the cake, bub. Even if you made that again, I will eat it, bub. Jung-kook, I'm not good at anything, Hyungi. I couldn't even make you a good cake. Tae, bub, don't say that. Okay, you made it great with lots of love, and in front of that, salt doesn't matter, bub. You pour your love while making it for me, bub. What more I need, bub? Don't cry, baby, my pretty bub. Jung-kook again teared up as he looked at him, hugging him tightly while he placed so many kisses on his face and his neck. Tae cupped his face, attaching their lips together as Jung-kook held his shirt in a fist and another hand placed on his chest. They kissed softly and tenderly, which filled with love. Tae cupped his face with one hand and another hand on his waist, pulling him close to his chest. He made him lay on the bed without breaking the kiss and softly kissed his bub. He broke the kiss and looked at his bub, who was panting heavily. He kissed his forehead, eyes, cheeks, and dived in his neck, placing soft kisses on his bub's neck. Jung-kook gave him more access, tilting his head. Now both are laying on the bed with Jung-kook on Tae's chest, talking in his baby voice. Jung-kook, Tiger Hyungi, always wanna stay with you like this. Tae, me too baby, holding you in my arms like this, close to my heart, protect you from everything. I love you so much, bub. Jung-kook, I love you too, Hyungi, he said shyly as he hid his face in his chest. Tae smiled, kissing his head as he caressed his hair. Jung-kook, Hyungi, Tae, yes bub. Jung-kook, sleepy Hyungi. He said, yawning, rubbing his eyes with his sweater paw, looking so cute as Tae bit his button nose, smiling and kissed his cheeks. Tae, sleep, bub, he said, caressing his hair softly while he stared at him lovingly. Tae, I will always with you, bub. No one can hurt you, baby. I will not leave them, bub. Don't worry, your Hyungi is here, he said, kissing his forehead, and went to sleep. Jung-kook woke up and looked up and saw his tiger Hyungi sleeping. He smiled and pecked his lips. Jung-kook, you are so handsome, tiger, he said shyly while he pecked his lips again. He giggled as he stared at him while caressing his jaw. Jung-kook, I love you so much, Hyungi, he said, kissing his cheeks. Tae, I love you too, bub. He looked at him as he saw his tiger looking at him. Jung-kook, Hyungi, today no class. Can we meet them today? Tae, yes bub, we can. Jung-kook showed his bunny smile, hugging him tightly. After some time, there was a knock on the door. Miss John, baby, did you wake up? Jung-kook, yes, Amma. Mrs. Dion, baby, come down for breakfast, okay? Jung-kook, okay, Amma, he said as both stood up and he looked at his tiger. Tae, go and eat breakfast. I will freshen up and come here. Jung-kook pouted but nodded. Jung-kook, Tiger Hyungi, kiss. Tae smiled, attaching their lips as he kissed him softly, holding his waist tightly, pulling him close. Tae cupped his cheeks, softly kissing him. Tae held his waist as Jung-kook slightly up his legs while holding his neck and kissed his tiger Hyungi. After that, they broke the kiss and he saw his bub breathing heavily. He pecked his cute nose and red cheeks as Jung-kook hugged him tightly. He is now changing his dress as his tiger called him, saying he is coming. After that, he went downstairs. Jung-kook, Amma Appa, Mrs. Jeon, what happened, baby? Is he coming? Jung-kook, yes, Amma, he said excitedly while showing his bunny smile. Mrs. Jeon, that's why you look so happy, He looked down shyly. Mr. Jeon, come there, sitting on the couch. Jung-kook went to his appa sitting beside him. Mr. Jeon, when he is coming? Jung-kook, Hyungi called me appa. He said he will come soon. Mr. Jeon nodded. There was a bike sound outside as Jung-kook smiled widely and went to the door as he saw his Hyungi coming. Jung-kook, Tiger Hyungi. He ran to him, jumping on his arms, hugging him tightly. Tae catched him in his arms, while his bub hid his face in his neck. Mr. and Miss Jeon were shocked seeing Jung-kook like this. The way their son ran to him, hugging him, and that smile. It's their first time seeing him like this. Jung-kook broke the hug and looked at him. Jung-kook, I missed you so much, Hyungi. Tae, I missed you too, bub, he said as he kissed his forehead. Jung-kook pecked his lips and get down and looked at his parents while Tae was holding his waist. Jung-kook, come inside, Tiger Hyungi. He took Tae inside. Jung-kook, Appa, Amma, this is my Hyungi, and Hyungi, this is my Appa, Amma. Tae, hello. Mrs. Jeon, sit son, she said as they all sat on the couch as Mr. Jeon and Mrs. Jeon sat together and Taekook sat together. Mr. Jeon, what's your name? Taehyung. Mrs. Jeon went to take juice and come back giving it to everyone. Jung-kook was very nervous as he was biting his lips continuously. Tae held his hands, softly caressing it, and smiled at him, nodding. He stopped biting his lips, smiling back at him. Mr. and Mrs. Jeon were looking at the little interaction between them. Mrs. Jeon, is this your final year, son? Tae, yes ma'am. Tae probably doesn't like answering to anyone except his bub, but he is doing it for his bub. They talked about so many things as they were really impressed by hearing it, but they were little hesitant again. Mrs. Jeon, Cookie, Jung-kook, yes Amma. He looked at her scared. Mrs. Jeon showed him a thumb, made Jung-kook smiled widely, and he hugged her. Jung-kook, thank you so much, Amma. He looked at his appa, who was thinking something. Mr. Jeon, I am okay, he said, smiling a little, which made Jung-kook hug him too. Tae smiled, seeing him so happy as he looked at his bub. Jung-kook broke the hug and went to his tiger and hugged him tightly while burying his face in his chest. Tae smiled, caressing his hair as Mr. and Mrs. Jeon looked at him, seeing how he was looking at their son with love. Mrs. Jeon, come on everyone, let's eat something. They all sat as Jung-kook wanted to sit on his tiger's lap but he was shy in front of his parents. But Tae pulled him on his lap and started feeding him. His parents were astonished seeing it, as they both were looking at them instead of eating. Jung-kook was feeding Tae too, and he wasn't looking at his parents as he was so shy. After eating, Jung-kook was in kitchen with Mrs. Jeon as they were talking something. Mrs. Jeon, you are right, baby. I can see how much he loves you. He was staring at you all the time. Jung-kook looked down, blushing. Jung-kook, Amma, he said, whining, as Mrs. Jeon said, Mrs. Jeon, I said the truth, baby. I'm so happy, baby. And I'm not scared anymore. He loves you so much. Jung-kook, I know, Amma. I love him too, so much. Mrs. Jeon, always be happy like this, okay? Jung-kook, I will, Amma. You too. Now don't cry, he said, wiping her tears. Mr. Jeon, I think you remember about Cookie's past. Tae looked at him as he nodded. Tae, you don't have to worry about that. I will take care of him. Mr. Jeon, that boy called me few days back also. Mr. Jeon said everything. Tae looked at him as he said, Tae, after that, did you get any calls? Mr. Jeon, no. Tae, you won't get that call again, nor he is going to come. Mr. Jeon, what are you saying? You don't know about him. Tae chuckled as he smirked looking at him. Tae, you don't know me too. When I come to know about what he did to my bub, he didn't see light after that. Do you think I am that careless to wait for him to come to my bub again? Wait for him to do something and after that deciding what to do? No, you are so wrong about me. He won't see any light in his entire life anymore. Not only light, he won't see any presence of living things in his life. I can assure you that you won't get any calls from them. I had handled the matter. Jung-kook, Tiger. Jung-kook come and sat beside him and looked at his appa. Mr. Jeon was looking at Tae as he was really shocked hearing that. He come out of his thoughts and looked at his son, smiling. Jung-kook, what happened, appa? Mr. Jeon, nothing, baby. Jung-kook, can we go out today? Tae, we can, bub. Tell me where you want to go. Jung-kook, beach. Tae, anywhere my bub wants. Jung-kook showed his bunny smile and looked at his appa. Jung-kook, Amma, we all are going to beach. He jumped excitedly. They looked at him, cawing at him. The end. Thank you for watching, guys. If you like my story, please like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to comment, guys. See you in next story. Bye bye.